Christian Smalls just came out.
Watch out, Captain! To the first union in American history.
Yeah. First of all, thank you all for coming out. It was 2 intensive days, but it wasn't easy. But today, we made history to be the first independent worker-led union in the entire country in New York City. Outlet.
This is my look.
My president, my boss, Chris Moss, do all the talking. So, with you guys, Chris Moss.
This moment, damn. Man, I ain't gonna cry right now, but damn, 2 years ago, my life changed forever. You know, I only wanted to do the right thing and speak up for the workers behind me. Jason was one of them, Derek, Jordan, Gerald, everybody, and JFK. You know, when COVID-19 came into play, Amazon failed us. They dropped the ball. They lied to the public saying they're doing all these things. None of that was the reality of our situation. So I let a walk out after they quarantined just me and nobody else. And that walkout led to my firing. Then a week after that, a couple weeks after that, maybe a week or two, that memo that came out calling me not smart or articulate. Ironically, they also said to make me the face of the whole unionizing efforts, which I had no intention at the time. And yeah, when I read that memo, that motivated me to start an organization called the Congress of Essential Workers, TCOEW. My brothers right here, Derek Palmer, Gerald Bryson, Jordan Flowers. We traveled the country. We picked up some comrades along the way. We protested in front of every Jeff Bezos mansion and penthouse that we can find on Google. And it led us to 11 months ago. After we went down to Alabama last year when they had their first campaign. And we saw some things that we thought that we could do better independently. So that's what we decided to do. We decided to come back home to Staten Island and start unionizing JFK. And not just JFK, we wanted all 4 of them. They built up 4 buildings in 2 years. So we said, you know what? This is our complex now. We tried to do 4 buildings. The first petition didn't go our way because Amazon fired 1,000 people in 6 months. Wasn't because we didn't sign up 2,000-3,000 people. We did that. But unfortunately, by the time we filed the petition and the process took a while, Amazon got rid of 1,000 people, whether they quit or they got fired. I'm blaming Amazon because they have a system that get rid of people anyway. So that's what happened.
Also tried to add 4,000 people to the payroll.
Yeah, that too. They gave us a faulty payroll, but it didn't matter. We were able to file right back in 6 weeks. And we got to an election with JFK by itself. And not only JFK, LDJ5 is next. It has an election coming up in April, which no doubt in my mind we're going to be successful in that one as well. Because once again, I spent the last 11 months, the folks behind me spent the last 11 months as well, inside, outside the building, at the bus stop, earning the trust of these workers, building relationships, raising money, creating GoFundMes for people that was fired, people that was homeless, people living in shelters, paying bills, cable bills, phone bills, feeding them. We had over 20-something barbecues. Sometimes they cooked, Derek cooked. We all contributed, giving out books, literature, giving out free weed because it's legal. We did that, yes we did. We did whatever it took to connect with those workers, to make their daily lives just a little bit easier, a little bit less stressful. We were that light at the end of the tunnel when they got off that S40 and that S90. When they got up, they saw us right there at that bus stop, having a bonfire, lighting up s'mores, whatever it took, we were right there for them every day, and I think that resonated with the workers, something that no established union could do, because we are Amazon workers. Whether we former or current, we know the ins and outs of the company. We know these grievances better than anybody. We live this reality every single day. I lived it for 5 years. They're still living it. They're all current workers, except for a select few. And, you know, this is what it's about. We took care of one another. I took care of my employees when I was employed with this company. I opened up 3 buildings in the tri-state. I trained thousands of their employees. I trained hundreds of their upper management. The general manager now of JFK, they know me very well. We have a long history. My roots with the company is very deep. And I wrote that in a letter last week that was opened over 5,000 times. 5,000 workers opened that letter that I wrote. So that right there also helped the undecided people make a relationship and a connection with myself. You know, it's not about me. Amazon tried to make it about me from day one. And I never said it was going to be Amazon versus Chris Smalls. It's always going to be Amazon versus the people. And today the people have spoken, and the people wanted a union.
Hey, Chris.
How do you feel right now?
Chris?
Yeah.
What message does this give to Amazon and any other unionizing efforts that might now be launched?
Well, I can tell you now, we got the juggler. We went for the juggler. And we went for the top dog because we want every other industry, every other business to know that things have changed. We going unionize. We're not going to quit our jobs anymore. And you know, this is a prime example of what the power that people have when they come together.
Chris, what's your message to Amazon executives today after this victory?
Oh, they're going to have to negotiate with their workers now. You know, my message is that now we have a union that they're going to have to collective bargain with.
And what's the first demand that your union is going to make?
Whatever we decide, you know, I'll go with whatever.
Well, I mean, what's your top priority?
Look, my top priority is whatever they is. You know, it's a democratic process. You know, I don't make any decision by myself. I know people do that, but I don't do that. They know me better than anybody else. I don't care about what everybody write, what everybody tweet on social media. It's all bull. My people that have been with me from day one know exactly what type of person I am. I'm unemployed. I haven't been employed since I've been fired. Every single day, I get up and I organize. That's all I do. Day in, day out, that's my lifestyle.
And your work isn't done because you've got another vote. So how
Yeah.
do you approach that upcoming vote now? Because the company will likely try and pull out maybe bigger guns.
What can they do? They already got me arrested. What more could they do? What more could they possibly do? You know, so I don't care what they do. It doesn't matter to us. You know, doesn't matter to us.
What's your message to other Amazon workers across the country?
Unionize.
Yes.
Reach out to us. We'll help you. We'll help you. We'll reach out. Y'all know how to reach out to me. I'm very accessible. I got the same number I have for the last 10 years.
What about other organizers in other places?
Chris, the effort in Bessemer, Mississippi failed. What is special about Staten Island? What's special about JFK?
It's Bessemer, Alabama.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I mean, honestly, I don't know why they weren't successful. If they are going to be the challenges or whatever, I don't know everything that's going on. But I do know this. New York is a union town. I do know that every worker knows somebody that's in the union, related to somebody that's in the union. They're in close range of somebody that's in the union. The bus drivers, they get off the bus every day. They speak to union members. Alabama's a little different. Alabama's still fairly new. Gotcha. I'm sorry. The Alabama, Bessemer, that building been around for less than 2 years. So it's kind of like, you know, you get a new job, you walk in there, and then you're talking about a union. It's harder to influence your coworkers like that. JFK been around 4 years. The organizers I organized with, like, for example, Derek Palmer, our vice president, he'd been an Amazon worker for 6 years. He knows people. Gerald Bryson, been there. He's from Staten Island. He's been there 3 years since the building opened, before they fired him wrongfully. Myself, I opened up that building. You know, I trained these people. So it's just a different relationship that we have, a bigger influence that we have on our coworkers. And, you know, once again, we're going to support any efforts against Amazon, no matter what union is organizing. We're here to lend our advice, lend our support. All you got to do is bring us in. You know, we tried to help them. It didn't work out the first time around. I hope that everybody's paying attention now, because a lot of people doubted us, and they know who they are. They didn't support us for 11 months. Everybody knows that. You know, we raised money through GoFundMe. We raised pennies. We had like $3 in our account just 3 weeks ago. So that just tells you how grassroots this campaign is. We had nothing. We started off with 2 tables, 2 chairs, and a tent. Yep. And that's it. No major support, no major resources, nothing. Not even a union hall. We were meeting up at inside of an apartment. We were meeting up at the bus stop. We were meeting up on Zoom just to make it past to the next week. And, you know, I wouldn't change it for anything. You know, the way we did it, the struggles, the ups and downs, the grind, the losses, the setbacks, it made us stronger. And that's what got us here to this day.
Hey Chris, what's your message to Amazon customers who, you know, maybe they enjoy getting stuff quickly, a little cheaper, but maybe they don't quite understand or haven't been informed of the backbreaking work, the conditions, the safety problems that all of you have dealt with? What's your message to customers?
Well, my message is simple. You know, stand in solidarity with the workers that come from your community. You know, we come from the community that Amazon sets up shop in. They benefit. They closing down small businesses. They hiring and firing, exploiting our people. We are the customers too. So stand in solidarity with us. You know, it's up to the media to get our stories out there. That's why we do this. We want our stories to be heard, our voices to be heard, so that you guys can share that with the public. Don't sugarcoat it. Tell the truth. You know, don't just get the spokesperson side, because y'all know what they're going to give y'all, the same speech. Our story, our reality is what we live in. The customers need to know that. And if they don't support that business, then they don't stand in solidarity with the workers and their customers that come from the same community. So that's just, you know, I'm not going to call a boycott yet, but, you know, I won't say is this, that stand in solidarity with the workers here, stand in solidarity with the workers in any community that has an Amazon facility, because they affect your community. I know plenty of times Amazon set up a building and people in the community are upset because of the traffic they cause, because of the pollution they cause. There's a lot of different issues to talk about when it comes to Amazon, but I can tell you what, Amazon doesn't become Amazon without the people. And we make Amazon what it is.
And Chris, do you have a message, because a lot of mainstream media might not be aware of workers like Daquan Smith, who was fired and became homeless, workers like Bashan Brown, who was testing workers for COVID and dropped dead suddenly. Can you talk about the names that people might not know that have suffered at Amazon?
Yeah, there's a whole lot of names. Gerald Bryson is one of them. Jordan Flowers is one of them. Bashan Brown, Daquan Smith. Myself, I've been unemployed. I need my job back, right? Still pending with the AG's office. There's a lot of unheard voices, but the one that really, I'm glad you brought up Bashan Brown. She lost her life, 38 years old, black woman, testing Amazon workers, testing her coworkers in the middle of the pandemic, leaving behind her 12-year-old daughter, Gabby, because Amazon made workers test each other with no facial masks, no N95s, no cleaning, no gowns, no plexiglass in the warehouse. They had workers testing each other. I'm talking about swab. And she died. She lost her life. And that company, all they did was put up the GoFundMe that we put out there. That's it. That's all. And to be honest with you, you know, the more I think about that, it infuriates me. But thankfully, I was able to get connected with her and help amplify it to some degree, but it's not enough. And that's why unionizing and coming together for workers to have a platform to tell their stories is important, because we need to hold the company accountable. Jeff Bezos needs to be held accountable. All the top executives need to be held accountable, because they're doing injustice to these workers. They're stealing labor. They're stealing money. They forcing workers to work long hours, calling MET whenever they want. Workers are not safe, and until they do better, once again, we're going to continue to organize. And I want to celebrate now. Y'all good? Any questions? Tyler, I gotta go home.
How would we improve this process to give workers a voice in their own lives?
Say that one more time.
If we lived in a just society, how would we improve this process to benefit workers?
Let me tell you something. When we started 11 months ago, where the hell was everybody at? So when y'all hear somebody's organizing the building, help them. Right off the bat, no questions. Just help them. That's it. If I could do this unemployed, what's stopping anybody? That's it. Let's go. That's all I gotta say. Thank you all. Appreciate it. Holla.
Those of you that have never seen Status Coup, I've been reporting for years all over America. I covered Bernie in 2016, Trump in 2016. I was at Standing Rock. I've been to Flint nearly 20 times. And I and Status Coup were the only independent media outlet out there at the Staten Island warehouse covering this organizing campaign. We were out there last spring. We were out there in the summer. It was hot. We were out there in the fall and winter. It was cold. We were out there one day in a storm. When the New York Times covers these things, they bend over backwards. They twist themselves into a pretzel to basically both sides it and sanitize Amazon's corruption. So that's why Status Coup exists, for these moments. So I'm asking you, I'm begging you, I'm not beyond begging. Please consider signing up today, right now, as a Status Coup member. But I think there's something very important about independent media getting their asses out of the studio, doing a little bit more than hot takes and clickbait, and actually doing the work of going on the ground and handing a microphone to actual living, breathing, working people, black, brown, white, Asian, doesn't matter. Sign up, statuscoup.com/join. You could become a member for as low as $5 to $10 a month.